All right, this is Dawg Talk episode 17, and we have our guest Kwala here today. He's a musician.
Hey guys, this is Koala.
I just want to start off this podcast with one question to really get the audience an idea of who you are. So, how would you describe your music?
Well, this project is it's kind of just like a lot of different sounds, right? I would describe it very maximalistic at times,
Mm-hmm.
but I try and make a lot of different things, and that was really the goal with this project because I do a lot of different stuff with music, a lot of different types of music, and I wanted to kind of just throw a bunch of ideas onto one spot. But I guess if it's kind of tricky going into genres and stuff, especially with promoting it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's kind of like hip hop with like rock kind of, but then it also has like pop sounds on it. But yeah.
Yeah, I took a listen through it, and I
Okay,
saw
cool.
I saw that it was listed as hip hop and rock. So I thought
Yeah.
that was an interesting combo you had there, and I think that the production on it and like the mixing is a lot better than what I hear from most people that are independent and just make their own stuff on
Mhm.
it. Do you mix all of your own stuff and produce all of it?
Yeah, I did all the production and stuff. I mean, it's honestly, I was really disorganized with the stems and stuff, and the mixing took a while because some of them have like the first one, like the first track on it with all the different sections and stuff. That thing had like 125 stems. Like I maxed out my FL. So
You must have one
because
hell
I
of a
just
good computer.
no man, it takes like 25 minutes to open a fucking project. Can I swear? Sorry.
Yeah, you can swear. It's all
Okay,
good.
cool. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Took like 25 minutes to open a fucking project file. Then I lost all the files. I've had a bunch of issues and stuff, but
Oh.
yeah, thanks, man. The mixing, some of the tracks, I think the mixing is nicer than others. Some of the spots, I still, I
Mhm.
still think I have a lot to learn. But yeah, I did do all the production myself. I do a lot of the instruments on it. Some of them I got features for, which is nice. I wanted to get a lot of acoustic instruments, lots of different sounds, but I do a lot of the bass and trumpet and stuff on it.
Are you all self-taught? Like, have you taught yourself over the internet? Because I saw you on your last track, it was kind of like a credits kind of thing, and you had a lot of,
Yeah, that's just a
samples from,
lot of all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
yeah, and it was
sure.
just like a bunch of different, like, I recognize some of them, like,
Yeah,
You Suck at Producing,
yeah.
who's Andrew, I forget his last
Andrew
name, but
Huang.
yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. And so is that kind of just like, you know,
Well, honestly, like I started out like classically in school. Like I played the trumpet in grade 7. I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. I like this because I knew I was creative when I was younger.
mhm,
But then I kind of found music, and it was like because I was never really great in school. It was never really my thing. But then I found music, and I felt like it was something I got. So then I just stuck with it, and just I was really into like classical music and stuff, and like writing for orchestras. And I got into game music. I really like game music. And then I listened
mhm.
to hip hop and I got into some of that and I started to hear more modern sounds and I'm really kind of getting into that. I'm really trying to get into rock now, playing guitar and just playing some more instruments and stuff.
All right, but the real question, which game in your opinion has the best score?
Oh man. Well, I really like Nintendo DS games because it just reminds me of like my I have like a lot of nostalgia with it and the music really means a lot to me just from
Mhm.
just growing up listening to stuff. So usually nostalgia factor plays a heavy toll for me, but like I really like old Pokemon games. But I play some games now. Like I just play other computer
Mm,
games like Rust or just like survival stuff. Or I used to play League and I still play it with my brother a bit sometimes. But
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely really like video game music and it's something I enjoy doing. But yeah, I like the old kind of Nintendo stuff. And when it comes to like inspiration and what really got me into doing it.
Are there any like games that really have, what games would have like one of the best soundtracks in your opinion?
I really like Pokemon Diamond. I guess like individually, that was like the one I played when I was younger. I really like some of the tracks, and I guess like the Skyrim soundtrack is really cool. Anything by
mm.
what's the composer's name? Jeremy Soule. His style
Mm.
is really nice. It's really like relaxing. Um, I like film soundtracks too. Some of that stuff is similar. I really like older stuff like John Williams or different film compositions. Have you guys listened to much game music?
Yeah, actually, I
All the
listened
time.
to,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
like,
Yeah, sure.
like I was about to say, like, I really like the Skyrim soundtrack too, and
Yeah.
the game before that, Oblivion.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much of the music, but it's similar, right? Is it the same
Yeah,
composer?
It may be, but they both have very similar styles, and you know,
Yeah.
I think the soundtracks on both of them are great. You know, I really like
Totally.
the soundtrack from that. I'll even sometimes I'll just literally listen to that on its own. You know, like I'll
Yeah.
have it on my Spotify playlist and
Yeah, sure.
just listen to it.
No, I used to listen to tons of video game soundtracks, like in the car and stuff.
Halo
It was great.
though.
Halo, yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember the
that Halo,
memes. I remember the memes for that one song, but
yeah, Halo
I've never
3.
actually played Halo though. But I know the soundtrack's killer.
Love Halo. Halo 4 is the best one. Fight me, all of you. I will fight about that all
I'm
day long.
I think like the first Halo game you play is always gonna be the best one in your opinion, because Halo 3 was the first one I played, and I think that's the best one.
Does it have the
Well,
best
I
soundtrack?
really liked. I personally liked the scoring in all the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, sure. I know those are well regarded.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's another game series that has a really nice soundtrack. Final Fantasy. I really
A
like
lot of
Final
like
Fantasy.
JRPGs and stuff have really great soundtracks. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have
Yeah.
ever heard of Toho, I think it's how you pronounce it. But it's like
Uh,
this indie game and there's like 25 of them. This guy is just like a machine who just makes like so many of these games. And he does all the soundtracks and it's like really like riff heavy like
yeah.
JRPG. It's crazy, but I really
Yeah.
like that stuff.
Then of course there's the Civ 5 score, one of the songs that actually won awards and stuff.
So you know, in terms of like artists and you know, non-game soundtracks or
Yeah, sure.
non-game composers, who would be some of your inspirations?
Well, I guess over time it's kind of changed because I've discovered a lot of stuff and I've
Mhm.
been listening to a lot of stuff. Now I'm getting more into kind of like just kind of music with guitar in it in general and just kind of more into I guess like I don't know, dream pop or rock or alternative and
Yeah.
indie and that kind of stuff. So I really like Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I've been listening to them a lot now. Um, what else? I really like Bjork. I've been listening to a lot of Bjork. Her discography is
Mm.
great. And then like she uses all kinds of instruments. It's really crazy textures. I like a lot of different jazz guys. Like I've listened, like I used to play jazz back before quarantine and stuff. I had like a little youth band I was a part of where I really got a lot of jazz influence, which was great. But I like some fusion stuff like Chick Corea or like Weather Report. Those are
I
some
like
good
Chick Corea.
bands. Yeah, Chick Corea. He's like Spain, and some of his songs, it's just the compositions are really nice.
Yeah.
And he's really good with the theory. What else? I really like Kanye in terms of rap. Just the production is great. I mean, it's tricky now. I don't know. How did you guys feel? But
Mm.
are you guys Kanye fans at all? You guys like Kanye?
Yeah, I fuck with Kanye. I just don't like
Yeah.
his latest album that much.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. You know, it just wasn't.
It's
But
not
maybe
Kanye.
he'll come around to something. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's in a weird place, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens. But I really like Kanye. I like Tyler the Creator a lot. A lot of the like
Mhm. I liked Igor a
the
lot.
Odd
That was
Future
one of my
guys. A
favorite
lot of those
albums.
muttered. Yeah, sure. Igor is great. Yeah, I remember when that came out. It was good. MF Doom. He's like a great rapper. Like his
Mhm.
just his delivery and his flow. I really like. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot more rock now, but like almost like 2000s rock. Like I really like MGMT, and there's a lot of like inspiration from them on this project, just in some of the earlier tracks, and just trying to blend some of that kind of because it's tricky to define rock because rock's such a big
Mhm.
genre, right?
Yeah,
There's
it
so much
definitely
to
is.
it. Like what's indie, what's punk, like where do all these different things like how do you exactly pin it down? But yeah, those are a lot of the different artists that I really like.
Honestly,
But everything
whenever
is
anyone
valid.
brings up 2000s, like
Mm.
I'm just like Akon, bitch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. I still know a guy at my work who just constantly bumps all that stuff to this day. Like I hear Pitbull coming from the phone speaker. It's great. All the dance
I
hits.
get in moods sometimes where that is just what hits
Yeah,
right,
sure,
and
of
I'll
course.
put on just some 2000s fucking.
So how long did it take you to make your self-titled album?
Oh, well, I mean, some of the beats on it I've had for a while, but I'd say the production, I did most of it in April, like the bulk of it. And then before that, I had some of the tracks done in like around February, January. But I've been thinking the past couple of years, I knew I wanted to make an album. And it's now I started to actually like get into the development and get through it. But I've kind of had the idea for like the past year and a half or so.
That's still relatively quick to put out an album, especially self-produced and everything.
Yeah, it's just it was fun, you know. It was just really like something because I do I have a lot of projects on the go at once, and sometimes it's like, how do I balance my time? What do I want to do as an artist? Where do I want to put it? And sometimes it feels like, and you're making lots of music, especially like all kinds of stuff, and you make a project with like so many different sounds, like it's hard to promote it, or it's hard to work with that sometimes, but that's kind of part of the fun where like I want to put I that was like kind of the idea of the project. It's just I just wanted to have fun with something, not
Yeah.
feel like it has to be anything, because I have space to do other stuff, make more music that kind of has like a purpose or whatever in that way. Yeah, it was just fun to do, and I learned a lot from doing it, but it went by pretty quick.
Producing yourself is a pretty steep learning curve too.
Yeah, it's just nice because I've been doing it for a while, right?
Mm.
Like I know my way around. Like a lot of people, for the music I do, a lot of people probably wouldn't use FL Studio, but I don't know. I really like FL. I've used it for a while, and I'm just very familiar with it, and I've
I was
stuck with
just
it.
about to ask what DAW you use.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Do you guys make music? Are you guys like familiar with production and DAWs and stuff?
I
Yeah.
sing. He makes
Oh, cool.
music, and
Nice.
my husband's a sound engineer. We have a studio in the backyard.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. So, do you guys have you guys? Well, actually, Hen Dog, have you released any music or?
Yeah, I've released an EP. I've actually released like 2 EPs and a couple singles.
Okay,
But all of them have been self-produced. I just have somebody else
nice.
mix them for me.
Yeah, sure. And Ali C, what do you do you sing on tracks or do you make your own, or you like songwrite or?
I freelance because I can't
Okay,
write.
cool. Yeah, freelancing's
Not
good.
a
Do
skill
you
I
just use
have.
Discord or are you signed up with like one of the websites, or how do you do it?
Sometimes I use Fiverr. I do a lot
Oh,
of stuff
okay.
for Luke, and I do a lot of studio
Sure.
musicianing.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So if you ever need somebody,
Yeah,
got you.
sure, for vocals, cool. Yeah, take a look at that.
I can go
Because
real high.
Yeah.
oh yeah, are you like very like soprano ranged?
Yeah, I trained in opera, so
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you have classical
yeah.
background?
Yep.
Yeah, and she's been on some of her husband's songs,
Yeah.
Zach Primrose, and she's been on some of my songs too. If you want to just like see what she sounds like on a track,
Yeah, sure.
I was really satisfied with the way it came out.
Yeah, for sure. You can
But
send me some
I
links.
may be biased.
Yeah. It's just I can't really sing, right? And well, I'm trying to do it now. I'm getting into doing it a
Hmm.
bit. But for the majority of like this album, like I could sing, but I really feel like modern music is so essential to have vocals. Well, it's not essential, but
Hmm.
Mhm.
it adds so much when you can do that, right? And I really like
Yeah.
doing it. I love working with lyrics and stuff. It just but like that was kind of part of the challenge, where I had to find a way around that. So I took up rapping, and I also used the vocoder a lot, and I got some cool vocal effects
Hmm.
with just
I know.
fooling around with different sounds. So
I noticed that I kind of got like a little bit of a Daft Punk vibe just from
yeah,
like some of the
exactly, right?
vocoders. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, because that's what they did
I
on that one album where they just used an R&B track and just used the vocoder for the vocal, right? And I was like, what if
Yeah.
I do that with a rock track, So,
I
Yeah.
yeah,
love
I
Daft
loved it.
Punk. Can I
I'm
just
really trying to develop
put
that
that
sound
in
more. Daft
Love
Punk is
them
great,
so
yeah,
much.
Yeah,
for sure.
I remember the first artist I really got into, like the first artist where I bought their album was Daft
Yeah.
Punk. It was Random
Oh,
Access
yeah,
Memories.
they're one of the Random Access Memories is fucked, man. It's so good. There's so many just different stuff on it there. Like there's a one with Julian Casablancas, the
Hmm.
I forget what it's called. And then it goes into like all those other kind of like 60s and 70s sounds and stuff. It's so
It's
good.
just
And there's the
I
one
love it.
single. Yeah, that's great. And have you heard any of their older stuff? It's like really electronic, but it's
Yeah, on
funky.
like Discovery and
Yeah,
Homework.
sure. Yeah. A lot of that electronic stuff I really like. I like
Yeah.
just like older electronica, because like electronics changed a lot. I didn't really know too much about it, because when I thought of electronic, especially growing up, I just thought of kind of like modern stuff where it's really like big synths and like EDM and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But electronic goes back a while, right? Like I don't know if you ever heard Boards of Canada or Daedalus. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's some cool stuff there I really like. Or Burial. It's kind of like dub, but
No, I haven't heard of that, but
yeah, sure.
there's just like I agree that like there's just so many different genres of like electronic music nowadays that
Yeah.
it's just it's expanded into so many different things. Have you ever listened to Flume?
A little bit. Yeah, yeah. I want to check him out more, but I'm aware of him. I've heard of him before, and I think I've definitely heard some of his tracks. And I have an idea of what he sounds like. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
basically, the interesting thing about Flume is that he'll do like some really crazy things with vocals
yeah, sure.
that like it's not just like vocal chops, but he'll actually like stretch the
Mm.
vocals and like make weird
Yeah,
like
cool.
almost synth like sounds with them.
Yeah.
And you know, I really like it when people get real creative with that kind of stuff, which is also why I like the self-titled album that you have out.
Yeah, I think vocals, like, there's definitely a lot more sounds with that happening now, right? Like, especially with auto-tune and all these new things you can do with vocals, like, I feel like, especially for guys like me who can't really sing, like, there's just so much you can do with it now. Like, especially with DAWs and just electronic music in general, like,
Yeah.
it's really experimentation is really kind of, it's really coming around. Like, I've listened to like, I listened to a lot of older music and stuff, but then some of the modern stuff, just the vocals and some of the stuff you can get is really cool.
I know that struggle with like trying to be able to sing because I've been
Yeah.
like practicing for so long, but like I have no musical background except like YouTube and
Yeah, sure.
I'm just like I have to I don't know, man. I just have to use auto-tune and everything. So
Yeah, it's cool, but, like, you can get away with it, honestly, like, with autotune, like, a lot of stuff now, like, you don't really have to be able to sing, but that's great that you started with just YouTube, man. Like, I mean, I learned a lot in school, but I guess, whenever I need to learn some like, a lot of the production and the mixing, I just kind of learned online, but, like, it's great because you can learn so much yourself, like, it's tricky because it's hard to you don't really learn about this stuff in school, there's not a lot of programs for that, but, when you can really take advantage of the resources you have, you can learn tons of stuff.
Allie, do you want to go ahead with what you're gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say if you guys wanted to check out something really cool on the instrumental side of things, not so much electronic, but
Sure.
on YouTube there's a girl named Luna Lee,
Okay.
and she takes really traditional instruments and she does some
Yeah.
really fancy stuff with them. So I recommend it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
instrumental music's great too. I feel like I wanna make more instrumental music because, like, I started off composing and I still write a lot of instrumental music,
Yeah.
but,
Mhm.
it's fun because, I mean, the voice is still an instrument, you're still it's not like it's that different when you're just writing without vocals. I
Yeah.
guess there's just no lyrics.
You know, I've always also wanted to make like game soundtracks too. I think that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. And
No,
just
it's definitely really fun to do. It's not as hard as you would expect. It seems like it'd be really tricky because you have to like write for an orchestra, but the way the sample libraries are laid out now, like it's not
yeah.
really theoretical and stuff. It's fun. And you can get gigs, just on Discord. If you go to just you can find Discord servers and just for meant for game dev and stuff, and you can just say, "Hey, I do game music," and it's great. I picked up all kinds of stuff.
Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, Discord's great for networking and anything like that. It's really good.
Now, I obviously use Discord for a lot of your stuff. As far as where you put your music out, are you only on SoundCloud?
No, I'm on Spotify too. I'm on all the
Oh,
things.
okay.
It's because like when you put it through just a distributor, I hate using the distributors. So it's not that bad, but
Yeah.
I'd love to find some kind of thing so I don't have to put my music through like CD Baby and stuff like that because then you have no control over the release, right? Like it'll come out, like I put it out on SoundCloud, just and then it took like 2 or so weeks for it to come out on streaming services, right? So it kind of
Hmm.
makes the release
Well,
a little
thankfully,
funky, but yeah, it's
Spotify
on
has been
everything.
opening up a lot.
Pardon?
Well, I said thankfully Spotify is really starting to open a lot as far as people being able to really just put their music out there on their own rather than going through
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
But
Yeah, I know they're doing a lot of stuff with that.
so good. Yeah, we just wanted to touch on that because I obviously listen to your stuff on SoundCloud because it's the link I was sent. But
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I couldn't find your Spotify or any like
Hmm.
other links besides Instagram on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be like with Spotify, it's so big. Sometimes when you put something on there, like
Hmm.
there's just so many other. Maybe there's other things called Kwala. I don't know, but like
yeah,
it's it's tricky for
Yeah.
it always to be found. Yeah. SoundCloud's good though. It's not a bad place to have your stuff up there, especially when it's just when you're still pretty small, But
Yeah.
it's definitely good
The thing
yeah,
having
about
streaming services
the
just
thing
because
I
then no
really
one's
like about
missing.
SoundCloud is like you can just make something and just put it out there like immediately. It's
yeah,
not
which
like
is really nice.
Yeah, and you
yes.
can use samples too. It's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, exactly, And like I've thought about just doing SoundCloud albums, right? Then I can just do whatever the fuck I want, But then you have to be careful
mhm.
when you're putting it on Spotify and stuff. Like I mean, it's pretty sketch. Like with that last track, that you're commenting on, with all the voice clips. Like it's probably. I mean, I'd imagine if it got a lot more exposure, like it probably wouldn't
Yeah.
fly. And like there's other little clips and stuff you got to be careful about. It's tricky, but like honestly, like you can get away with it when you're still really small. There's
Yeah.
a lot of artists. Like, I doubt a lot of people clear everything. There's probably tons of uncleared stuff on Spotify because there's so much music that just relies on samples, right? Like, it would cost a
hmm
fortune.
Yeah, I can say for a fact that I have music on Spotify that has uncleared samples. So
Yeah, you heard it. You heard it here.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I've heard like lots of stuff that like especially old like turntable stuff, and there's so much like different music with samples. Like it's so much. Like I've tried to clear them before because I put out a little thing which is just 5 tracks, but I had a track with a sample and I was like, okay, maybe I see if I can clear it. And it's like 1,000, it's like over $1,000 to get it. And like
Yeah.
I'm just like
Oof.
a kid in high school with like no money working like part-time, so I couldn't
Yeah.
afford that. And I was fuck that. And I
Now,
just put it on the SoundCloud.
how old are you?
I'm 18 now.
Oh wow, okay. So
Yeah, so I'm finally
baby.
out of high school. Yeah, I'm pretty young still in this, but it's good to
That's actually
start.
really
I'm
impressive.
excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would not have expected an 18-year-old to put out all this music, so that's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
Especially
Yeah, well,
at the
there's more
quality
coming.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a matter of promoting it and doing all the other stuff. Like the music's the easy part. The rest of it's hard.
Mhm.
Like getting gigs
Yeah.
like this, just getting interviews, cool. I'm happy to, have like it's tricky with promotion. It really takes time. It really takes
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to build up like your brand and to get that going. But it's fun. It's all part of the process. But yeah, it's definitely just making music. It's always
Yeah.
fun to do.
I think that's something we
but-
end up talking about every week too, is just
Mm.
how important the promotion and marketing side of it is.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. I'm
not
trying to get
really
into it now,
about the
but
music anymore because there's so much out there about
yeah,
getting
exactly
it.
right. Yeah, or just like finding sounds or whatever that like it's tricky to, and it can be harder to promote. Like this album here it's trickier
Mm.
because it's actually like a bigger project. Not a lot of people like will sit through and listen through it, or will pick like things that they like. They'll hear because there's lots of different things on it, a lot of sounds that people might not be into, right? But then a lot of other
Mhm.
things that people might be into more, and like especially when it comes to promotion, it's hard to find space for that. But yeah, it's just the grind.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, you've definitely got a serious head start if you're only 18.
Thank you.
That's insane.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
guys so much for having me on. This is awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
For
We'll
sure.
definitely have to reach back out to you in the future when you release some new stuff. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm looking
absolutely.
forward to it. So,
Yeah, I gotta keep updated with you guys. I want to see what you guys come up with this project here. It's cool. See you guys have on.
Absolutely.
And tune in.
And email me.
Yeah,
I'll work with you.
awesome. All right, see you guys. Take
All
it
right.
easy.
have a good one.
Bye.
Glad you're gone 'cause now there's no more bullshit, baby. Goodbye. And I still love you, but there's no more problems to deny, baby. Our puppy love.
First date showed up late, boy was sweet, made you feel empowered. Hair smelled like a flower, home base filled space, lovers in each other's face. Felt something I couldn't face, couldn't take the power. Felt the love and broke the wall, said I'd never let you go. Time went on, oops, the feelings start to go. Found a different way of life, didn't translate into wife. Hit it deep within my dope till it's clear the end was near.
Our puppy